Battlefield 6 just fixed one of my biggest issues with the game with its latest patch, 1.12.0. This introduced a load of improvements to the soldier responsiveness, especially on controller, and the stability of the game, but also adding new weapons, a new map, and a new mode. We'll be going through all of that today and the soldier tweaks that have made aim assist so much better on controller as we dive into the latest patch. So, the new content drop is the California Resistance, all themed around the new map called Eastwood that's based in Southern California, as you can probably guess. Each mode has a variation of this map. I've played it in TDM, Escalation, and Conquest so far. Not Breakthrough just yet, but I will be trying that. And over the last couple of hours, I've really enjoyed playing through the new map. This is like night and day between Eastwood and Blackwell Fields. I did not enjoy any of my time on Blackwell Fields so far. It feels too open, and for me, it's the worst map in the game. I was worried we'd get a repeat with the Eastwood map, but no, Eastwood is fantastic. Sightlines feel not too far, but not too close. Each objective feels different, the map is vibrant, which is a good change from the rest of the darker environments that we have throughout a lot of the other base maps from the original launch of the game. Vehicle and infantry play here feels balanced as well. There's plenty of areas which were more accessible to infantry, like some of the main interiors, while also having slightly larger open areas for tanks to go through, jeeps, and also a lot of helicopters flying and buzzing overhead and battling with each other. And also, of course, the golf cart, which is included on this map. Of course, some flaws may rear their head as I play this more and more and more, but for now it feels like a balanced experience, with a lot of fun to be had everywhere, good destruction, and the map team cooked for this one, definitely. The rest of the actual content we got here includes Sabotage, which is a new demolition mode. Haven't tried this one. Honestly, don't know if I will. These sort of modes aren't really for me. New weapons, the DB12 shotgun and the M35-7 trait sidearm. Have yet to try these two, but the DB12 does remind me a lot of the late game shotgun from 2042, I forget its name, the sci-fi type one. Gauntlet got a new mission type as well. I'm yet to try this mode yet again. I do occasionally hop into the Battle Royale, but Gauntlet isn't really for me. I tried it once, and yeah, not really for me, so not concerned with that. Some new updates to Portal as well with a sandbox map, meaning you can start with quite a flat open map, a bit like Forge in Halo. That's great to see. I think we're going to have some really good creations come from that. There is a new battle pass as well, and I was a little bit worried about this one because it is timed. Again, I'm not a fan of that. It's got 20 days on it, and if you don't complete it, I'm assuming you don't get the rewards, although the shotgun's in there, so I'm assuming that'll become something you earn through a challenge afterwards. Essentially, how this battle pass works is that when you do a weekly mission, you'll get tokens for this battle pass, specifically alongside the tokens for the normal battle pass. So you don't have to complete the normal one and then go on to this. That wouldn't make any sense. They're in tandem with different currencies. This also has its own set of missions, which I do appreciate, but most of them are linked to certain modes, bar one or two, which is a bit disappointing. I want to be able to progress this battle pass without having to play Gauntlet or Battle Royale. I should be able to do these just by playing the Battlefield core experience. It's not so bad with the normal weekly missions, because if you get a Gauntlet mission or a Battle Royale mission, you can just re-roll it, but you can't re-roll the California Resistance Battle Pass ones, so you're stuck with that as your method to get the tokens, at least until next week. Battle pickups are now in the game as well, and I've really enjoyed using these. They feel a bit more sci-fi than the rest of the other weapons that we've used in the game so far, but it did have a bit of a power fantasy feel standing on the rooftops in Eastwood and blasting away incoming enemies. Big fan of these, remind me a lot of Battlefield 1, and anything that reminds me of BF1 is a win in my book. So that's all the new content, but the main other thing that I want to cover in today's video is the controller input. Now, I don't know what it's like on mouse and keyboard at the moment, but for controller, pre this patch, it was a little bit rough. It was definitely playable and still fun, and you could still do well with the controller inputs. They just felt a little bit off, which was weird because in the open beta, it felt pretty much as it should. It felt like it did in previous Battlefield titles like 2042, 1, 5, 4. But as soon as launch came around, it just felt a little bit wrong. But as of today, that has been fixed. Not only has the input latency and the stick response in controllers been improved and made smoother and more responsive, the weapon dispersion rates have been slightly reduced, meaning it's a lot less often where I'm getting those moments where I'm firing at somebody and I feel like my shot should be hitting because I'm burst firing, and they don't. So that's great. For actual aim assist though, again they reverted back to the open beta and Battlefield Labs version of aim assist. You can still alter it in the settings, but aim slowdown is now consistent across every single range, rather than it slowing down at longer ranges, making it really hard to line up those shots. What it would basically do before is completely ruin your muscle memory. You'd have a certain muscle memory of how it feels to lock onto a target up to a certain range, and then past that, it would slow down and feel completely off. This is such an improvement. feels how it should now, and again, it wasn't something that was going to stop me from playing the game before, but it is a noticeable improvement now. Alongside this, there have been so many other small improvements, and I'd really recommend you go check out the full patch notes to see what is exactly changed. I will say though, audio has had a little bit of a weird change. I don't know if this is something that has been added unintentionally or broken, but I feel like the audio engine does struggle a bit, especially on the new map. Here's what I mean, take a listen. You can just hear that clipping of the higher end, but everything's kind of together there. I am playing on Wartape's VAL, so it is meant to be a bit more punchy and a bit more overwhelming, but it shouldn't be clipping as much as it is there, if that makes sense. It doesn't make for a great auditory experience. It doesn't happen most of the time, but it does happen occasionally, and it does throw you off a little bit. Anyway, let me know what you think of the new Battlefield 6 map. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the new content? I sure am, and I hope to see you all in the next one.